Everyone, this is Zen from Zen World, and I hope you're having a great day. All right, guys, so I'm just organizing for this big claim sale that I'm making for a couple of things. I'm doing some sales. I sold a couple of books today, so I'm putting together just packages for my comic book clients. I only got like one package put together. Had like 2 sales today. Iron Master, what's going on? So I just decided to stream while I'm organizing these comic books. I just sold these bad boys. Big Daddy, what's going on? Um, so I had someone purchase this New Mutants number 1 9.4 Cgc, and I put in 2 gifts. First gift was just this Wolfsbane card, and also this New Mutants number 1 of the New Age. So pretty good package. Just putting together some things for my buyers. Big Daddy said, "Sup, watch that Superman versus Spawn debunk." What's that? What's that? Who made that? Who made it? All right, I'll let you guys kind of like see what I'm doing. Like what I'm gonna give you guys a tour of like all these books that I'm organizing right now. Boom. So as you guys can see, there's a ton of things to organize in terms of folks that bought. And yes, I do put things on the floor, kind of old school style when I'm doing organization, so you guys could see some of the process itself, right? So I'm organizing Cgc books, as you guys can see right here. All the Cgc books, because these are being sold. And putting these bad boys together. So 3 of these already, so I'm just trying to make sure I have everything ready. And I sold these 2. What is the stream supposed to be about? The title. What was the title? It's the comic book claim sale organizing. So I'm just organizing books. That's all. I'm not doing anything else. This is not like a game video or anything. I'm just literally just organizing, and you guys could see some of these comic books and things like that. But I also have comic book people who might jump into the stream too, and they might see something that they want, and they might say, "Zen, hey, don't sell that because I want to buy it." And I'll say, "Okay, just claim it." But this is organizing for a claim sale that I'm having via Instagram on Saturday, so that's why I'm organizing these, right? Yeah, these bad boys. So if you're not so much of a comic book lover, then this stream might not mean that much. You know what I mean? In terms of like some of the terminology and things of that nature. But yeah, I'm just simply just organizing. Let me bring this camera right back over here. All right, because I can't hold it the whole time. So, and it's just a chill stream too, so I'm just chilling. And I just said, are the claim sales free? No, no. So basically, like in a claim sale, basically it's kind of like a first come first serve. So like, let's say you see a book that you like and you say claim, right? Or you type in, well, in this case, you type in claim. That book would potentially be yours, right? Once the transaction is finished. Yeah, so that's how. Yeah, that's basically a claim sale. Like I could put a picture, like some people do. They put up pictures on like Instagram, and the first person is like first come first serve. So it's a little bit different than an auction. Auction is like, well, you see a book and you could claim it, but the prices could change. Like the books that I'm selling, the prices do not change at all. They're there. So like for example, this is first appearance of Nimrod, which is a futuristic sentinel. This is not going to change in terms of price, right? It is what it is. $30 for a claim sale. Yeah. So what I'm doing right now is I'm organizing kind of like the older books together. The more classic era. So in between those, and then and I had two people buy some books today, so I'm just organizing those as well. Yeah, Nimrod is pretty cool, and there are certain books that people want more of, right? They want to see those books, and the reason why they want to see those books is because like movies are coming out. So in terms of the market and investments, those are gonna go up. It is that Pink Sentinel. Yeah, he has like he does have pink like lining around certain parts. Yeah, so you're absolutely right. Um, yeah, that's definitely a Nimrod. But he appeared in the comic books in like the House of X and Powers of X comic books. What's going on, Steven? Yeah, I wasn't gonna stream today, so this isn't like a stream, but uh, um, potentially some comic book people might come in here because I'm doing my claim sale on Saturday, and some people bought some comic books today. So I'm just packaging those and getting them ready for pickup because those folks are picking up. So the three sales that I made as of today were basically this New Mutants 9.4, and I included two gifts. The two gifts are included, which is this Wolf's Bane, since the movie's coming out. So this is hot commodity, and a New Mutants #1, which is current generation edition. So, and a lucky buyer bought these two, House of X and Powers of 10 #1 at a 9.8 Cgc. So those are being picked up tomorrow. I have a Flash shirt you have in the background. Oh yeah, I have like three of those actually. Yeah, like three of these. So, and then I have two prospects for buys. And we'll see how it goes for this Tomb of Dracula #1 and stuff like that. And another book that I knew, I swear I'm a genius when it comes to this stuff. I bought this book knowing that there was going to be a lot of speculation on this book, right? I knew there was going to be a lot of speculation on the book. This is Strange Academy #1. The reason why there's a lot of speculation is because these are all the magic kids, right? These are all the kids, and there's rumors that Disney Plus might do a Marvel type magical show. You know what I mean? And this book is now being raised in prices. So this is the first appearance of a lot of people. This is the first appearance of Dormammu's son, which is Doyle Dormammu, Emily Bright. So all of these characters right here are first appearances. So this is why this is a hot book. Am I selling this? Definitely not. Definitely not selling this book. Who do you think is the most underrated mutant character? The most underrated mutant character is Forget Me Not. So if you want to know who Forget Me Not is, then I'll tell you who that is. He isn't like the Wolverine or Cyclops or Storm or Iceman or anything like that. So if you want to know who that is, I'll tell you about him. But he is definitely the most underrated mutant character in the Marvel Comics. Yeah, that's 100% for sure. Without a doubt. I would argue that forever. Like, no one could tell me anything differently when it comes to Forget Me Not. So, but yeah. So these are some of the books that I'm organizing. I'm just organizing some more. And then Forget Me Not, that sounds weird. Yeah, he is. It does sound pretty weird. So Forget Me Not is a character who has a specific... I did a video on him, and I did that video probably about a year ago or a half a year ago. And if you look at that video on my channel, it's one of the videos that keep going up. Like, people are watching that video. So last time I looked at it, it had like 500. But then last year it had about like 10, but for some reason it's starting to get some type of like hype, right? In that sense. Now, what is the hype about? I don't know. But forgive me not, his power is very weird, and his forget me not's power is he's he's in a state of superposition. He's in a state of inf so to describe his power, it's kind of hard. Basically, no one remembers that he's there, and they get glimpses of he's there, but they forget. So that's why he's called Forget Me Not. He's in a constant state of superposition, meaning that he's there, but he's not there. And he's one of those characters that have been with the X-Men for many years, but they always forget about him. He's even helped them to overcome a lot of some of the biggest missions that they have ever had, but they never knew it was they were being helped. They thought it was a coincidence that certain things happened, but it was always him. So he's one of those characters. So if you look up Forget Me Not on my channel, I have a video where I explain his abilities, his powers, and some of his feats in detail on that video. So go to that video and comment. Forget Me Not. So to answer that question, he is to me he is the most underrated mutant character because of his power. Professor X had to put psychic reminders that he was there sometimes, because even Professor X would forget. Um, yeah, and things like technology-based weaponry would not would basically not be able to locate his position, because he's in a constant state of superposition in terms of like Forget Me Not. But he's a pretty cool character in itself, right? All right, so these are done organizing, bad boys, and let's go through a couple of these books. Some of these more vintagey type of books, and we have Power Man and Iron Fist. This is the first comic book where they were in a book together. Pretty cool. Yeah, Forget Me Not is pretty cool. He's actually one of my favorite mutants. He's most underrated, but actually was one of my first one of my favorites. Sorry. And Big Daddy probably left already, but here's his favorite superhero that he argues for. Spawn. 9.6. Here's another potential Netflix show that's supposed to come out. That's been commissioned, is Jupiter's Legacy. So this one I got based on the speculation. Most, it'll probably be there. 9.8 CGC, pretty good. So we'll see if it even comes out. Here's another one, and I'm trying to get Rodney Barnes to interview him. He made Philadelphia, which is a really amazing book. I have 3 copies of this. One of them is a third print, and one of them is a third print, and the other 2 are first print. So you said who Spawn? Spawn is So just to get into real quick, have you read all the books I'm gonna sell? No, I haven't. I read most of them. So, for example, I have never read this Power Man and Iron Fist book. I have never read it. I know what it's about, but I haven't read it. Spawn is a character called Al Simmons, right? So basically, he was a war veteran and also did a lot of missions and things of that nature. So he died, and he basically made a bargain with the devil, which is not really devil. It's called Malboja. And Malboja said that you could come back if you do certain things for me. And he decided because he wanted to be with his wife, right? He died and he wanted to see his loved one. And Malboja did bring him back, but he brought him back as a spawn, right? And basically a soldier of the underworld, which he is. And from then on, he's gone on many adventures to go against Malboja. He even came to the point, spoiler, where he defeated Malboja, and even went against the likes of God himself, right? Spawn looks like symbiote supreme. Yeah, so he does. If Spawn is like a symbiote, and he's also like I would say Punisher, right? Oftentimes people, because his suit that he has works just like a symbiote, right? In terms of it does have some kind of like sentience, and he does control it. He can morph it into different things. The reason why I said he's like Punisher is because he does utilize guns, and it makes sense, right? Because he's a character that's been in the army, a war veteran, things of that nature, right? So this is Spawn, and this is actually out of all of these, this is my first CGC. Now, CGC simply means that it's been rated by the CGC company, and this is probably the best company that you want to get any comic books rated in terms of if you want to collect them. And the grading just means like where it is in terms of like mint and things of that nature. So yeah, this is my first CGC book, and then I grew from there. I even have a video on my YouTube channel where I did it, right. So where I said like, oh, my first CGC book, and then uh, but the reason why I'm organizing a lot of these is because yeah, a lot of these are being on sale. Carl, what's going on? I'm just doing some organizing some comic books for sale, and I'm just chilling. I just said let me go on stream to do this. Is it content? Well, I don't know. It just depends, right? Symbiote Supreme has the exact same cape. Got it. So here's some other books that I'm organizing for potential buyers, and which is Absolute Carnage #1, signed by Ryan Stegman, who uh, basically wrote the book, and it comes with it's not CGC, but it's gonna be a lot of my books are in top loaders. These are top loaders, and I put them in bags and boards and top loaders. And the reason for that is because to protect from oxidation. And oxidation simply means, well, when air gets to a certain material, even human skin, eventually it's going to start to change and start to age, right? This is why, like, if you a clearer understanding of oxidation is like, okay, when you peel a banana, notice that the color starts to change relatively fast. Or if you cut an apple in half, it's because it's going through the process of oxidation. Sorry, I wasn't in the streams. I was getting over the fact that you knew Cybermen, but had no idea of the Heliquid. Yeah, I mean, I know certain characters, but not all characters. There's another book. Boom. This is Silver Surfer Black, another hot commodity signed by Donny Cates, selling that bad boy too. I read Absolute Carnage in Marvel Insider. Oh, nice, 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 nice. And here's another book. This is I think this is TMNT. I feel betrayed. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think this is number. I forgot what number this is. I want to say 90 something, but as you can see, if you count the amount of turtles that are here, there's more than four. This is Jenica. She's a female Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. She's really awesome and cool as a character. Yeah. So that book. So these are all like the books that I'm selling. Another one that I'm selling is and boom. Is there a Maestro comic? There are, yeah, like his first introduction. Yeah, there's a Maestro comic. I don't have his comic. Yeah, I don't. I don't have any comics with Maestro, to be honest. This book is a hot commodity as well because of Jane Foster. She's gonna gain the powers of Thor in the next Thor movie, which is Love and Thunder. And this is her first time. This is a what if story, and in this what if story, Jane Foster gets Mornier, and yeah, she wills it. Only thing, I'm not selling it for as much as I would sell it because there are one, two, three, four, five, six. There are six different line scars on the top of this book. It's an old school book. It's not mint condition. It's very not good condition, but yeah. But it's a good book though. Still a good book. And then another one that Disney Plus is She-Hulk. We're supposed to be seeing. This is her first appearance. This is a very old book. This is well, it's not that old. I mean, I have older books. This is 1979 for She-Hulk. So first appearance, pretty cool. She's a cool character in general. And this is why I'm organizing because a lot of things are mixed in. This is Spawn number 300. Putting that to the side with the other Spawn book. And then yeah. And then for my Power Ranger lovers, Michael or Cortez, what's going on? Have you read Immortal Hulk? Immortal Hulk is really good. Immortal Hulk is a phenomenal book. Now, TSL Juicy, what's going on? So talking about Immortal Hulk, it's an amazing story. Unfortunately for Amazing Hulk, it's so weird, right? I collect all these books, and I have my every Wednesday is new comic book day for those of you who are getting into comic books, right? And like tomorrow, I'm gonna go get my pickups for the week, and those books I read religiously. So I'll get them on Wednesdays, and then I'll finish reading all my books. Probably I'll space them out, and I'll finish reading them by I would say Thursday, Friday. A lot of my books. So like all the pickups that I did for the last week, I've finished reading them, and they're good to go. But the reason why I mentioned that anyway was I've read Immortal Hulk. I don't know why every time I go there it's usually sold out, so I never get it. Yeah. Letro, what's going on? How you doing? Can I read Immortal Hulk online? You can read it online. I'm not. I always buy it. I always buy the Immortal Hulk online through using Comixology. That's how I read it. Are there other means to read it? There are other means, but I'm not going to talk about those. So yeah. And then we have for our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle and Power Ranger lovers, these are the team ups, right? With TMNT and the Power Rangers. Pretty cool. These are just like 4 of the books, and I have more, right? Oh, okay. It shapes sci-fi, really? Yeah, yeah. I mean, some things I just don't know about. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. I have so many books, guys. I'm not going through all of them, obviously, but I'm just organizing the ones that are being sold and the ones that I am keeping. So yeah, this one, Thor, #1, variant edition. And now I'm organized. I'm keeping this one. This one is not being sold at all, at all. Another New Mutants, War Children. It's pretty cool. Nothing. They joked about, called him a British. I love organizing too. Organizing is super fun. Well, sorry, correction. I I love organizing the things that I like to organize. Just to correct that. I'm not really a super big fan of organizing. So yeah. All right. Here we go. And this one was Marvel Comics 1000. More history about Marvel Comics and things of that nature. But yeah. So yeah, guys, this is just a chill stream with me organizing. No. I'm not gaming. I'm not doing any reviews on comic books or anything like that. But if you see any comic books that you see that you're like, oh, what is that about? If I know it, then just stop me and just say like, Zen, can you explain that? Because most of these I have read. A lot of these I haven't read, but I know a lot about the characters in terms. Most of these, probably about 90% of these, I know about every single character and can explain their powers. I'm a powers guy. Like, I like to uh, understand the worth and potential of a ability in a specific comic book. So yeah. All right. I already like twisted that around. Okay. I think we're almost done. And it's King Thor. Love this book too. This was a good run by Jason Aaron. I The first book, I remember reading this the first time and I was highly confused, and I had to read this 3 times because the writing was so different than a lot of other books. It's like a mythology, so it was really good. And then King Thor 1, 2, 3, and 4, they were amazing, 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 amazing. Um, you only collect Pokemon cards. Yeah, you should. You know what? I don't know how you collect your Pokemon cards, but make sure the ones that are really, keep them in the best condition, right? Possible. Try not to have them bent, anything, and if you could get them in top loaders. And what I mean by top loaders, let me show you guys. I collect in addition to all of these comic books, I also collect my Marvel cards. So some of the Marvel cards that I had since I was like a kid, right? Uh, which is in this book. So as you guys can see, there's a ton of cards in here. Marvel cards. Some of these are really old. Really, really old. Oh, well, not. I mean, these are 1992. For some of you, depending on your age, it might be really old, right? Um, Superior reviews. What's going on? I'm just organizing. I just said, let me hop on. Let me just throw on the camera and just organize some of these books and talk about comic books. So if you guys, and I'm organizing because I'm having a claim sale via Instagram, and also I have a lot of buyers who bought some things from me. So I'm organizing that stuff to sell out. And the reason why I have um, these cards out is because I always do gifts when I make a sale. And the gifts are basically unknown to the person. So, like earlier, and I showed you that New Mutants. Hold on. So, what did I sell today? I sold uh, Powers of 10, Powers of 10 and House of X, 9.8. Not going to go over the price because, it's pretty pricey, but yeah, I didn't package it with the gift yet. But this New Mutants that I just sold has the 2 gifts inside. The seller doesn't know, but I always like to do those little things, right, to spice it up for the seller. For the buyer, because I do want them to buy again, but I also like to give gifts to really just instill extra joy, right? So, for example, they have the New Mutants #1. They have this card of Wolfsbane. This is a 1992 card, and it has information about the character. And then they'll probably take it out, and then they'll notice that there's another comic book in the back. Boom! And yeah, this is from New Mutants, from the Dawn of X series. So yeah, little things like that. So all of these books are gonna have a gift with it, and it's most likely gonna be a card. The reason why I mentioned top loaders is because this card is in a top loader, right? You always want to have either top loaders or get your cards graded, right? Moon Knight is pretty awesome. Yeah, absolutely. So I don't have his first appearance, but I do have a whole set. I just had it in my hand of Moon Knight books. And where is it? I just had it in my hand. Okay, I don't know where it went. Teleported out of here. Where did I put you? Where I put that? But anyway, yeah. So I have OPS display and tins. Okay, 3 gold stars, PSA graded, old school, packets and much more. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I have my son collected Pokemon cards, and I would buy Pokemon cards, but I wouldn't open the. So I have a couple that are still in the package, and they haven't been opened yet. just so I could keep. I do want to get some of them graded and things of that nature, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely see. Yeah. So I don't know. Do you guys want to see more of these books? Since I'm not doing any like big reviews and gaming today and stuff like that. If you guys want to see, all right. Did Baki teleport here and take the Moon Knight? Yeah, he probably did. Cause where's the Moon Knight? That's so weird. I feel like I just had the Moon Knight. That's so weird. Like, all right, it's gonna. It's. I mean, it has to be here. Oh, right in front of my face. The Power Man and Iron Fist, aka Luke Cage, was blocking it in my way. I didn't even realize when I moved it over. So yeah, so Moon Knight #1, but this is just a reiteration of a story. This isn't like the first appearance of Moon Knight. I want the first appearance of Moon Knight because he's supposed to have. There's supposed to be speculation on a Netflix show for him too, right? You just did have it in your hand. So here it is. Yeah, Moon Knight #1, Moon Knight #2, 3. This is a specific story by Jeff Lemire. And 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So these are kind of like doubled up. This one is potentially going to be sold, depending on. All right. And do you just have any hand? That's not Moon Knight's costume. Yeah, no. This is kind of like because Moon Knight is crazy. He has a lot of this is kind of the Moon Knight that you probably know, but why I like this book from Jeff Lemire for Moon Knight is because he really goes through the process of describing the mental instabilities that Moon Knight has, right? Because he has quite a bit. All right, here's another Absolute Carnage. So as you can see, I have some books that are doubled up. This one is not signed. Um, the other one was signed. This one is not signed. But this was the first copy I got, still in good condition. I'm proud of that. Proud that it's in good condition. And here's one of my favorites. This is X-Men. This is from I don't even know. This is from the 90s, so it's a good book. And then I have some more. Boom. These are my personal collection now for the House of X and Powers of 10. These books I have carefully selected some of these covers, and the story got some more expensive versions of some of these. The Absolute Carnage cover is it's I love that cover too. The story was okay. It was okay. Was it the greatest story arc? Not really, but it did lead into a couple of things. And one of those is these two bad boys, right? Uh, Especially this guy, Venom's son. So love this book. All right. All right. For a second, I found myself not organizing. So X-Men books, boom, good. We're good. We have a pile there for the X books. The Moon Knight books. We were just looking at those. Let's put that to the side. And what else we got here that we put in order? And then we have, and we're getting a little bit more current in terms of comic books. So, and some of these are a little bit older, so that's why I have to separate them. So this is like X-Force first issue, #1. And it's still in the old school package, right? From way back when. And it has a beautiful card at the bottom. And then we have this Ultraman book, still in the package. Really old book, really old. Well, not really old, but this is number 3 out of 3. I don't have 2 and 1. All right, so here's the Silver Surfer Black number 2 and Silver Surfer Black number 3. So I'm keeping this out because I want to organize it with the other books itself. The other Silver Surfer books. And like this, Silver Surfer Black number 4. And this was one of my favorite series. It was a mini series. It was just out of 4. I think out of 5. Donny Cates is an amazing writer, and he did this quite a bit of justice. In terms of, here's another X-Men book. Love this cover. House of X number 1 out of 6. I love this story so much. One of my favorite, if not probably my favorite X-Men. Yeah, it was probably my favorite X-Men story. I saw Endgame on the back of the cover. Yeah, which one? Which one was that? Oh yeah, this one? Which one was this? Yeah, Silver Surfer Black number 4. Yeah. And that's how they do advertisements. You know, they put things like that. Alright. And then we have this little hologram. This is an older book. I don't know if you can see the Spider-Man. Let me see if I could glare it for you guys so you can see Spider-Man in the glare. It's a cool book. Giant Size 30th Anniversary. It's a pretty cool book. It's cool. All right. X-Force. Now we're in the Dawn of X. X-Force number 1, and this is X-Men number 2. And I have to find the number 1. Another reason for me to organize some more. So I have all the Silver Surfer Blacks. I have to link that with that signed edition for number 1. And yeah, Professor X is coming out on Marvel Contest of Champions. Yeah, is he gonna be in his hover chair, chair, or is he like floating? I assume that he would be in the chair though, right? All right, gotta organize this. This is Collapser signed. I think I already saw that. Let me put that to the side. Gotham City Monsters number 1. I love this story too. I really love the mini issue stories because I feel like they compact really great storytelling and don't drag it out. This is a really cool story of monsters from Gotham City that came together, such as Killer Croc. We have Orca. We have Frankenstein. We have Lady Clay, and forgot his name. Andrew Bennett. He's a vampire. So it's a cool team up. Very appealing. In the game, he has a box helmet with a blue X on his head. Oh, so they have him like this Professor X, right? Is it like this Professor X? Because this is Professor X right here. Because in House of X and Powers of 10, he can walk. Because timeline was reset by Moira McTaggart, who we found out in this book and the next one that she is actually a mutant, and we never knew for many years. Brittany, what's going on? How you doing, Brittany? I'm just here organizing some comic books. Oh, so that's good. That's good that Contest of Champions has this Professor X. Yeah, because kind of like the wheelchair Professor X is no longer present, right? I don't know if they're going to bring it back in the future, but yeah. And then this is a throwback to Incredible Hulk number 1. Oh, this is a reprint though of a book, right? Oh, I love comic books, Brittany. I'm selling a lot of these comic books, so I'm just doing some organizing. That's why you see, if you look at my channel, you'll notice that there's a lot of content that deals with me doing powers discussed, right? So superhero powers, villain powers. I think the next video that I'm going to do it on is Cyclops of the X-Men, and then I have to do a villain, the Upside Down Man from DC Comics. Now, the Upside Down Man is like, a lot of people don't know about that character because he premiered in, his first appearance was in, what's the name of this book again? I forgot, but yeah. Oh, Brittany, you never read a comic book before? What? I mean, if I was to say like, how do you get into comic books? I would say like, first thing is to like, all right, how would you describe a character and what powers would you want to follow, right? Storytelling is of course really good, but I would find one character that you like and kind of go with the flow with that character. So for example, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? Once you decide that, then I'm going to tell you a character that you could follow potentially, right? To know more about that character. So any of you guys, just drop I want to be invisible. So you could potentially, there is an Invisible Woman comic book. I think I have it here. I think. Yeah, I mean, and she's part of the Fantastic Four, but um, I know I do have a comic book with her. Uh, the question is, where is it? Uh, nope, definitely not these. Um, I just want to read one comic, and it's the Immortal Hulk. Immortal Hulk is a really good story, though. It's a really good story. It's pretty detailed. Immortal Hulk can get confusing in some moments, but it's without a doubt one of the best Hulk stories written in a very long time. Because Immortal Hulk is kind of like a horror. It's action packed, but it's horrorish, right? You're meant to look at the Hulk as like kind of like you're kind of scaring me a little bit, right? Like, he'll get impaled, and then he'll start to heal, and then you'll look at him, and then it's like the drawing of his face like looks really scary. He's not like the Hulk that we saw in Avengers, right? Like, oh, you're big and strong, but you also look kind of nice, right? And cuddly. People have said it's a horror. Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, it's pretty much a horror action book, you know. And I love horror comic books. They're like so good. So I have a ton of like horror comic books. They're all in a different pile. And then I have some other books that I'm not gonna show off there because some of these comic books are rated teen and up. And like, for example, he died and came back to life, right? Yep, he did. He did. Yeah, he definitely did. Yeah, Mortal Hulk is a really good story. So you guys should definitely get it. You can read it, Comixology for purchase. Yeah, it's really good. I'm so surprised I don't have any of them that I could show off right now. I don't know why I avoided getting any of the Mortal Hulks. I should probably like pick up a reprint tomorrow when I go to my comic book, my LCS, or a local comic book store that stands for. Yeah, but Immortal Hulk, definitely a great story, if not one of the best. It's really good. New Mutants, Teen Titans, Metalman, Scourge, Beta Ray Bill. Yeah, and then there's the thing is I can't buy it. No, I hear you. Um, and if I had Oh, there we go. Found it. Thor number 2 and number 4. 2 flash forward. We're looking for Thor number. We have 1. We don't have. We have 2. Where's 3? We're looking for 3. All right, I do a quick micro horror haul. So in terms of like horror comic books, here's one: the Dollhouse Family. Dollhouse Family. I think number 2. Yeah. Um, yeah, that was number 2. Number 3, Dollhouse Family. Pretty creepy. Beta Ray Bill, janitor? No. I think in the cartoons they did that. He was in a janitor though. Um, I think which show did they do that? I think one of the Avengers show they did that. Yeah, he was in a um he's a Corbinite, right? And the Corbinites, he's basically Beta Ray Bill was actually he's a Corbinite, but he's like a cyborg Corbinite, meaning that he's kind of he's augmented, and he was protecting his race of people, right? And that's where he kind of met Thor. He and he thought Thor was coming to. He thought Thor was working with, I believe, Galactus, or he was coming to go against him, and that wasn't the case. So he actually beat Thor with his own hammer, and he picked up the hammer himself until he was like sent to Odin, and Odin was basically questioning like, "What are you doing here? Like, what? Like, I don't understand what you're doing, right?" And he said, "Where's my son? What have you done with my son?" And he basically was, Beta Ray Bill being Beta Ray Bill. Is like, I beat him. I beat him. That's what happened. But anyway, the two Beta Ray Bill was deemed worthy, but the hammer was given back to Thor, and Odin made Beta Ray Bill Stormbreaker, his own hammer, and the two characters became probably the best of like bros, like brothers in arms, right? And when I say brothers in arms, it means like I got your back, you got my back, I'm bleeding, you're bleeding too. We'll do, it's kind of like those two characters like together are just like phenomenal force. Um, and that's why I have Beta Ray Bill. He's actually I favor Beta Ray Bill more than Thor. Oh, you saw it in Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but he's not in the comic books. He's not a janitor. I'm mad they did that. Um, but I think they did that to like show that he came from like a noble type of job and like of helping people through the process of cleaning, and then showed like his worth, right? So yeah. Superpower review. What's going on? What's going on? I'm just here organizing some books for a claim sale, and also putting in some like gifts and packages for folks who bought some books. Yeah, yeah, man. Cherry, what's going on? You're not dying, Cherry. That's intense. My martial arts brother. Yes, yes, yes. I didn't realize that you did martial arts until like I saw your Instagram, and I was like, what? And I just thought it was pretty cool. Because the world is big, but it's also small in the sense that us martial artists, we never know who else is another martial artist. You know what I mean? It's and I think that's the noble part of it. We practice for the love of it and for that mentality and skill, and that way of becoming more of like a greater version of yourself. It's not meant to just like tell the whole world. I just love practicing. Zen, have you played Star Wars Battlefront? Star Wars? No, I just know of the game. It seems to be a pretty cool game. Yeah, but I don't. Um, yeah, I don't know too much about it. I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm not so much of a fan of playing the games. Unless I'm like watching like a stream or something like that. Otherwise, I just love the Star Wars mythos itself. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. All right. All right. We're getting more of these organizing done. I think we finished with the first wave of organizing. Do you have a PlayStation Plus? PS Plus? Yeah, I have a PlayStation Plus. Yeah, yeah, I hear you, superpower review. So that's usually the conflict that I have, and that's why when you look at my channel, and that's why I call it geek culture, right? Because I love so many different things, but I'll notice that like some videos or it's like some of my content like are more populated in terms of like folks that watch it versus uh, like others. You know what I mean? So like I totally understand where you're coming from, especially like the martial arts posts and stuff like that. Because on my other IG, I have a ton of martial arts stuff, but I stopped posting because there's so many martial artists, and even though we practice, we like to show. We like to show our stuff, and in hopes that other people, like-minded people, will either pick their own martial art or they just might seek the love of it, right? Because one thing is that I don't want to be, yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's way too much competition, and I don't know why. Um, yeah, it is just chill and just like relaxing. Yeah, usually when I post like my martial arts videos, they're usually for like my own self-reflection and diary of like going back and like saying like yeah, that was something that I was able to do because sometimes it's not saying that I lose my passion, but sometimes other things get in the way, right? Um yeah, other things get in the way and you kind of look back and you're like I used to love practicing my katas and all these things, and I let other things that are not really important get in the way of the passion for the martial arts, right? Uh, yeah. So, iMaster, you said the best Star Wars games is Star Wars Force Unleashed. Yeah, that's a pretty cool game. I only played the demo, but I watch streamers play it though. Uh, I hear you. I hear you on that. Superpower review. I definitely hear you. It's especially during these times, these rough times where uh, there's there's something new all the time, right? With COVID-19, and I just remember like Australia, right, where there was a fire in Australia, and there's so many different things going around in the planet where it's just like, what is going on? You have to do the things that you love to do to keep you going, right? And martial arts happens to be one of those. For me, it's like comic books and manga and martial arts, right? Um, and for me now, it's like practicing a lot of my sword play and things like that. C word? I said the C word? Oh, I said oh COVID. I'm not monetized anyway, so it's not like YouTube is gonna be like demonetized because I'm not monetized. I don't even have 1,000 subscribers yet, so I'm okay. YouTube can relax. A game that came out today. It's free. Well, it's called Fall Guys. So many people played it. Oh, Fall Guys. I don't know too much about Fall Guys, but I know of it though. Right. All right. All right. We got a Thor organized. All right. Two Thors. We're still looking for Thor 3. I don't know if I'm gonna find it, guys. I don't know. Yeah. So let me see. All right. We have our Silver Surfer Blacks. Let's combine it like Voltron to form all of the Silver Surfer Blacks together. Fall Guys came out today, and so many people played it. And that's what usually happens. Is you said it came out today? Is it the first time that it's released for like a PlayStation or something of that nature, or no? for Fall Guys. Thor went back to Asgard. Wait, in the current comic books, Thor right now has teamed up with Galactus, has become a herald of Galactus to go against something called the Black Winter. It is amazing. Voltron, I did not see the last season, but I love that series. Wait, are you talking about the one on Netflix, the new version on Netflix right now? Or are you talking about the old school version of it, right? Been playing MK11 still, even though I think that the game is dead right now. Yeah, you know the thing with Mortal Kombat is the story is really good, but now when I play the game, it's kind of dry. And I think they did so much with Mortal Kombat 9 and 10 that Mortal Kombat 11 was left a little bit dry, for lack of better words. Yeah, I wish it wasn't like that, but now I'm at the point where I'm just looking forward to Mortal Kombat 12, right? I just want to know what happens next, and that's probably going to be released on like PlayStation 5. So he's in Asgard. Wait, what do you mean, Steve? Yeah, because even though Fall Guys came out today on PlayStation 4, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy Fall Guys, but I'll check it out, some videos, and yeah, it's not my cup of tea. Aftermath gave it some breath, yeah, some breath, but it didn't. Yeah, absolutely, I 100% agree. So Aftermath, even though it's brand new, and I appreciate all of the work that Warner Brothers Studios put into it, but at the same time, the book. I mean, the book. More. I'm looking at the different comments. They I felt like they could have added so much more into it, right? So I don't know. Let me see. You can't find your Thor comic book. He went. Oh, my bad, my bad. He went back to Asgard. I know it. Thor. Jane Foster probably like took him away. Um, Mortal Kombat 12. That does not seem right to me for some reason. Oh, it doesn't. Just like hearing Mortal Kombat 12. Yeah, I mean it's actually yeah, because you know. No, I was looking for my my Thor uh my Thor number three. I have one and two, but I can't find number three. This is why I'm organizing. I see dark. You see darkness? Wait, can you guys see the stream? Oh, okay. Sorry. Not too sure what's going on. It might be glitching out. Why did they randomly add Mortal Kombat Aftermath? To be honest with you, Mortal Kombat 11 did really well, and the fans wanted more. And they said, you know what, we want to make more money, so why not make the additions? But I think that the addition they already had predetermined Aftermath was going to come out since the inception of the game. There were so many story plots and just yeah, there's no way that they just decided like this is just an add-on. It wasn't a small add-on. It was a pretty big add-on. If it was just the characters, then I would understand. But it was a whole story um, plot that went into it. So a streamer I like watching level got him on Discord, and his PC internet broke, and he can't make any money. Wow, that's intense. Yeah, it's intense. Did I like Spawn? Spawn what? The movie, the game, or the comic books? Which one? Um, oh, my bad. You're talking about Mortal Kombat. I enjoyed Spawn to a certain extent. Here's the thing: I didn't like his voice actor. I know his voice actor. He's the one who played Goliath and Gargoyles and was it Keith David, right? Keith David. Did I like him as the voice actor for Spawn? No, I didn't, and that's probably because I'm so used to Michael Jai White from the movie, the old school, the throwback movie from the '90s. I love that movie. So I feel like only he should have the voice for Spawn. But Spawn, in terms of the functionality and how he played in the game, I thought it was well done, but it wasn't. I don't know. It just wasn't enough to grab me and say like I want to keep playing with a lot of these characters. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. For me, I think for Mortal Kombat, you know what's really missing for me in particular, a really good soundtrack. And because there's not a good soundtrack, it really uh, sways me to not really want to play the game too much. Because I once I beat the story mode, I'm like, well, I go on, I play some matches online, and then that's it. You know, it's I know folks when Spawn first came out, we had a really good stream, right? Where there was like I had like 1,000 views and a bunch of people were coming for the premiere of Spawn, and it was like so hype. We were just talking about it. A bunch of people just came on. We were talking about it, and it was good. The character came out. We used him, and then I don't know. I thought the same thing about RoboCop. I don't know, and it could be me. You know what I mean? It just could be like I don't know. Then I started liking him, but he's not top tier. Yeah, Spawn is not type. Who do you use now? Who I'm curious. Who do you use now in Mortal in MK? I use Collector. No one uses Collector, but I use Collector. No one uses Collector at all. I use him. My character before that was Sub Zero. Zen Ice. You should write your own comic book. So I am. Uh, oh, Sub Zero is your best. Ah, you're a man of culture. You're a man of culture. um, Cherry Chocolate. I am writing a book, and it's an epic tale about. I should do a stream and just read it. It has no, I don't have any artwork for it, and that's what's lacking right now. But I'm on like page 12 of writing this book, and basically it's about. I don't want to make it sound like Avatar, right? Because it's like Avatar in the sense of that there are different empires, right? And on this planet, there are everyone on the planet knows some form of martial arts, and each form of martial arts gives some kind of segue into the planet, right? So one of the first stories um, of my book is about a character um, named Hanzo, right? And it's not Hanzo. I just can't remember the name, so I just made that up arbitrarily. I should have remembered my characters' names. Um, Oh, sorry. His name is Limit. So when you think about Limit, and I'll give you a quick synopsis. So the first story is about Limit, and Limit is a he was born in the village of Eclipse. Now in Eclipse, they utilize a martial arts that is derived from the shadows, and upon his birth, his mother passed away, and she was one of the most powerful users in the art of Eclipse, which is the martial arts again. And she wanted to pass on her knowledge, but wasn't able to. So his grandmother trained him in the arts of Eclipse. So going along, there's every 100 years we have something called a dukas, the duka. And the duka is basically a three-headed gigantic rat, and there are many of them. And they only come every 100 years to eat the elders. And the reason why they eat the elders in hopes to um, absorb their essence of experience and also all of their life force that they've ever had, in hopes that their race will evolve based on their destiny to become a one-headed version of a dukkha, which is basically a humanoid version of a rat. But the goal is to be the strongest version, which they do succeed eventually. I haven't written that part, but they do succeed. But one night on the 100th year, Limit is there and his grandmother. His grandmother's arm gets like bit off. Half of her body gets bit off, and she utilizes a lot of the Eclipse-based martial arts and shows Limit some of her abilities. And one of their abilities is their shadows. All of their shadows is sentient, right? Once they learn how to do Eclipse, then they're able to summon their shadows, right? Literally their shadows, and their shadows are able to think and feel for themselves. So uh, basically, add us as Easter eggs. What do you mean add us? Oh, add you guys as Easter eggs in the story. I should, right? Because I only finished a certain part of the story itself. But basically, what happens is his grandmother gets hurt, but Limit also gets hurt too. But what gets really mad is Neek. Neek is the shadow of his grandmother. And basically, all of the shadows' names are backwards. What's going on, Slim Comics and more? Junior, what's going on? So yeah, that's the story that I'm writing. There's a lot more to it. If you guys want me to read that story that I'm writing, based on those characters, and just let me know, because it's gonna be a long story. You have new favorite FNAF stories. Oh, some comics. I was organizing some books because I'm doing a claim sale on my IG. I don't know if I'm doing it Saturday or probably next week, but also I did some sales today, not on IG, off of the sites that I sell my books on. So I'm just putting together packages, and also, all right, take care, Cherry Chocolate, and I'm just putting together a lot of packages and stuff like that for my sellers. I mean, I said for my sellers, for my buyers. I sold 2 things today, and the first one was Powers of 10, Cgc 9.8, Powers of 10, and House of X with this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful variant connective cover. Love it. Love it. I love it. It's going to be hard for me to part with it, but for me, that was one of my favorite X-Men stories of all time. I remember last summer preparing for Powers of and the House of 10. There was so much hype for it. Jonathan Hickman, some people don't like the writing for House and Powers of 10. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. And for me, he brought back the X-Men for me. And that's why I'm so invested in Dawn of X. The other book that I sold today was New Mutants #1, 1983. This is not their first appearance. This is the second appearance of the New Mutants. And usually with all my sales, I put in a little bit of some gifts. So there's 2 gifts in here for this buyer. And they have Wolfsbane from the Marvel 1992 cards, and also on the back, this is a hidden. My buyer's not going to see this until... All right, take care, Iron Master. Thanks for coming to hang. And basically, he'll pull out, he'll see the first gift, and then be like, oh, snap, boom. Magic, just teleport it over there. I like to put in gifts from my buyers. Just out of generosity for buying, and also to know that I'm putting in a little bit extra, so that they could come keep. I want my customers happy. That's all. So yeah. Yes, one of my favorite artists is Mark Brooks. Yeah, Mark Brooks is amazing, amazing artist. Yeah. And in the background, what I'm trying to do is that I cannot, for the life of me, find my Thor #3. Because as you know, this is a hot commodity right now. How it became a hot commodity out of nowhere, I don't know. So Thor the story is good though with the Black Winter, and this is a new book. This is not like I've seen people like selling these for like #2 for like $60-$70 plus on eBay, and I'm like, what is going on? I still don't know why. They're selling the books for so much. But anyway, the story's good, and that's why it's a little bit easy for me to part with the House and Powers of 10 because of my the story. Yeah, Thor. Why is? Can you explain to me why the Thor 5? I haven't. I mean, I could have done my own research, but I guess I just didn't care enough to go. Why is Thor 5 so high right now? I don't understand. like what it is that is making it so high. The Black Winter. I don't know. Is it the cover art? I don't know. Is it's not the first. It's not the first appearance of anyone, so I can't really surmise why it's going for so high. Or now I can't even find it. So I mean, I was just it's the first full appearance of the. But even if it's the first full appearance of the Black Winter, you know, I don't even. The. It's not like the. It's not like there's a movie coming out, a TV show that shows the Black Winter, unless that could be the villain for Thor: Love and Thunder, the Black Winter. Imagine that book would go for crazy amounts. Uh, because I get it. Because in number four, we're not really seeing the first full appearance of the Black Winter too. It's kind of it's we see him, but he's kind of silhouette-ish. I don't know, just crazy. Yeah, that's true. Uh, I'm not gonna lie, I do crazy speculation too. But I do believe a lot of my speculation is correct. For example, I when Strange Academy came out, I was like, gotta get this on a CGC 9.8, which I did. Um, let me just show off some of my cameos in four. Yeah, because I have four. I don't have. What am I talking about? I don't have four. I read Thor. I read number four on Comixology because I wasn't too sure if I was ready to go to my LCS yet with everything that's happening. Last week was the first week and everything was sold out anyway. But I got some good pickups though. I got one of my favorite pickups from last week happened to be X Factor number one. And I got my variant cover that I wanted. It was good. The story was really good because it was like a CSI type of story. And yeah. All right. So I'm going to put some of these away little by little. And then I'm going to do my CGC haul. So you guys can see my CGC haul. And if anyone... yeah, I'm not selling any of... I'm looking at the stuff that I am selling versus stuff that I'm not selling. And that was the main aspect of this stream. I just wanted to organize on stream because I love organizing comic books. I love this book. And I love this cover. Dylan. Oh, man. Dylan, I don't have a first appearance of Dylan. That's what I want. Because I have a lot of speculation for that, too. But this bad boy. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to show you Slim Comics. Definitely. New Mutants. Just show off some of these stuff as I'm putting them away. But boom, Absolute Carnage. I have two of these. And I have a lot of top loaders. I am so addicted to getting top loaders. I put everything in literally a top loader. I need to get better though. But I need to get more top loaders. I love this book, Far Sector. And let me organize it. Number one, number two. I don't have these top loaded. Love this cover too. Jamal Campbell's amazing artist. And number four. All right, Darth Vader. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Put that away. All right, and first appearance of Nimrod. I would love to see him. I would love to see him in as a future villain for the I was about to say Star Wars for future X-Men movies once they come out. I would give it a decade. I don't think that they should rush to put the X-Men in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think they should do incremental buildups over the course of this new phase of basically superhero movies that's coming out, right? And I do think the Multiverse of Madness is a great segue. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is a great segue in order to get to that point, right? Hulk versus Fantastic Four. Boom. It's not really a big book. And here's one of my beauties. Boom. My X-Men Dawn of X #1. Those are the only books, honestly, out of all my books. My full collection of the Dawn of House of X and Powers of 10 series, they're like my everything. I love that story so much leading up into Dawn of X. That I feel like that's the only thing that I've consistently been collecting with fidelity. And it's in Dawn of X is very hard to collect. There's just so many different books, but I love it. And we have two of these bad boys. Boom, 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 boom. Do you think Avengers versus X-Men is going to happen in the MCU? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. And I remember Newbie Comics was doing he was doing a stream, I think it was last week or the week before, and he was doing X-Men as the main topic. I have a theory, right? I have a theory, and it's a lot, but I have two theories when it comes to the X-Men being included leading up to Avengers versus X-Men. The first one is that with WandaVision coming out on the Disney Plus streaming service, we know that Wanda is a character that has she can use her abilities to do some kind of reality warping in some type of way, right? She's done it before in House of M and things of that nature. What I do think that's going to happen is that she's going to go through the process of trying to make her own happy life, right? Which we've seen previews for. She's not going to have full understanding, and then at the end she's going to end up crying and basically being really sad for everything, right? Not denouncing crying is very important, but I'm just going through the motions really quickly. And what's going to happen is that towards the end she is going to be in some type of way being manipulated by someone. Who is that someone? It could be Agatha Harkness, I think. Agatha Harkness, which teaches her to use her abilities a little bit more, leading into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which she's supposed to be in, right? And I think that through the process, he's going to help. He's going to help to mentor her a little bit. But the reason why I think that the Multiverse of Madness is so important, and why I brought up the whole X-Men, just leading into the X-Men and the Avengers, is that while they're going through the motions of seeing different multiverses, what I think is that going to happen, a possibility, they're going to see a hint into a different world, right? Kind of like a Earth 2, right? For lack of better words, a parallel Earth. And on that parallel Earth, we have the X-Men characters. They're not going to see the X-Men characters. What they're probably going to see is just a little hint of something. They might see a little girl who's lifting up a little, little redheaded girl who's lifting up a piece of paper or something using telekinesis, which gives segue into Jean Grey. They won't say her name. They won't. The only thing they'll show is just her, right? And what I think is going to happen, honestly, is that we're going to have an incursion. Two Earths that are going to eventually, they might have like a whole 10 years of like leading up to X-Men movies, and then they could have another 10 years of origin stories, or like 5 years of origin, kind of like origins of the X-Men. And in reality, they don't say anything about the Avengers yet. The realization is that they've already hinted at these characters in that they're on a parallel Earth. And then we have some kind of, I would say, an incursion, right? Kind of like what we did for Secret Wars. And what might happen is that because of the constant snaps, right? Because of the constant snaps, because of Scarlet Witch messing with reality, that there's a breakage in time and space. And eventually what's going to happen is that one Earth is going to be like, hey, chill, back up, don't mess with us. We have to protect our own Earth. And that's the X-Men. And then the Avengers like, oh, snap, no, we got to protect our Earth. And that's the Avengers. And then we end up having the X-Men versus Avengers. And from that, I know this is like just a gigantic stretch. And then what would happen from that, honestly, is that eventually the two Earths will combine. Kind of like what the DC shows on Channel 11 did for like Infinite Crisis, right? Basically, their Earths their Earths combined together. And I think they could do something very similar to that if they wanted. The reason why I'm saying that, honestly, here's the other theory before I clarify why I said that. The other theory is that Wanda does a backwards version of No More Mutants. instead of her saying no more mutants, she says something of the sorts like more mutants. And the reason why is because she's going through all of these struggles. She feels like there's no one like her, and then she wants more people like her. So she ends up doing some big reality warp and says the words more mutants instead of no more mutants, right? Because someone made fun of her and called her like you're a mutant. Like, how could you do this or something like that? I don't know. That one is a little bit far fetched too. It would be cool for them to have a backwards version of more mutants. But the reason why I said the whole I forgot my train of thought because I'm so hyped. I got so hyped. It'll come back to me. But yeah, I do think that they're good. Oh, here's my thought. It just seems very. If let's say I'm wrong, I'm totally wrong about all this, which I probably am going to be wrong. It it just feels very far fetched for me to believe that mutants were on the planet the whole entire time and didn't help like any of the Avengers, right? Like for example, if they were to say like even if Magneto was there, right, and he was a villain, it's just hard for me to believe that none of the mutants out there even helped in the war against Thanos. Let's even say like Doctor Strange didn't even bring them because he didn't know. It's just hard to believe that everyone was in hiding this whole time, and even if they were in hiding, like why would they come out now? It just and some people have theorized that maybe the snap is going to activate a mutant gene. Okay, cool. They activate a mutant gene, but how are they going to explain characters that are like older, like coming into the MCU? Like eventually they're going to do a new Wolverine, right? So how are they going to explain Wolverine? But no, I definitely agree with you, Sim Comics, that a lot of those X-Men characters, they like to low cut, right? Kind of like the Inhumans. If they were to do like an Inhuman type of thing, like they were always there but never wanted to do anything until something. I don't know. I don't know. It just seems kind of like hard for them to explain if they were already there the whole time. All right, let me put these away. That's a great question. Yeah. I just have kind of like far fetched theories, but I hope it works. But I do hope that they don't rush the mutants. I hope they just give very incremental um, information, right? That lets us know, oh, damn, like we're going to get our X-Men, like mutants are coming, right? The other thing is that I'm afraid that the New Mutants movie is going to do good. And I'm afraid it's going to do good, and then we'll never see those characters again. Yeah, I'm probably going to do a video on those theories, but not as like I had a better explanation when I was theorizing it before. Um, but I'll do like a video kind of with some pictures and all that cool linkage stuff because I like to edit videos, so I would want to do something a little bit more fluid in that sense. All right, CGC. Let me do the CGC before I end the stream today. Um, Three of them are parting for me, so and some of these are being sold. Here's Strange Academy 9.8. Love it. Um, I have a lot of speculation on this. I remember having it this months ago when it first came out, and I was like, first appearance of a lot of these characters. Doctor Strange is leading a team of young sorcerers. I mean, young sorcerers. This seems like a perfect show to be on Disney Plus for kids, right? Who are just now getting into the whole Marvel mythos, but they need something that's like a kind of like a Harry Potter type of show, right? And then a couple months later, there was a big speculation. Yep, there was big speculation on this book, and I was like, I knew it because this book is like perfect for a Disney Plus show. For a movie, not yet. For a TV show, yeah. Because remember, there's a lot of young sorcerers and things like that. So this is a perfect show. Will we have all of these characters? Probably not. like Doyle Dormammu. I don't think we'll see him, but we might. I don't know. And this is a heavy first appearance. There's so many characters that first appeared in this book, and it's good, right? Is it the best storyline to me? Not really, but it's a fun story to read. It's a really fun story to read, and um, I have two copies of this book, but I got this one in CGC because of the spec that I thought. Yeah, this was a really good cover. I like it. I love it. Um, and Doyle Dormammu just seems like the opposite of his dad, like the total opposite of his dad, which I think is pretty cool. Like he seems like a jokester, but he seems like the character who's very witty and will make like sly jokes and things like that. So I think it's cool. All right, next book is Philadelphia. This was commissioned or potentially commissioned for a Netflix show. So I actually want to. I have Rodney Barnes on Instagram, and I remember asking him a couple questions, and I definitely want to interview him. I definitely want to interview him. This book is really good. Philadelphia. It's good. It's a good kind of undead type of story. It's the artwork is very different, but I like it in the sense that it seems kind of like that gritty type. It kind of feels like I'm watching a show a little bit, but it's pretty cool. I like it. All right. Next book is we have Jupiter, another show that's potentially commissioned for a Netflix show. So Jupiter's Legacy. This is number one, 9.8. And a lot of these CGC books that I got with the intention of investing to then resell, right? I have my first copies in um, my own collection, right? So this is boom. So we'll see. Next, this one I I don't want to part with this book, but I got this book with the intention of investing to then resell, and I have the whole series so far, and I love this book so much. Very unexpected is Ice Cream Man. I love this book so much. I love the stories because it's kind of like I want to say Twilight Zone, but not so much because a lot of the stories are not about Ice Cream Man, but he's in the book, and they're all psychological horrors. But this is the first appearance of Ice Cream Man. I think this would be a great show to have on Netflix or one of these streaming services. So yeah, some of the stories are very creepy, and some of the covers are so like damn amazing. Especially I think it's Ice Cream Man number 12, and I think that's the one where it kind of looks like Superman number one or something like that, where he's holding up something. I don't know, it's pretty cool. But Ice Cream Man number one. Uh, Next CGC book, and this is one of my first ones, is Tomb of Dracula, number one, 8.5. It's just appearances. No first appearances, white pages, 1976. I just thought it was cool and I got it. That was it. That's about it for this book. Nothing too significant. And I'm gonna skip this book because I have a story about this book. My first time buying actually I'll go through it right now. I love this book. X-Men versus Avengers, and we were just talking about it. This is the first time I've ever bought something from eBay, and I got scammed. I got scammed, and you're probably wondering how I got scammed. The scam is this is it doesn't seem like it's a fake, right? But it's fake. Um, this is not an official CGC book, and it wasn't when I bought it. The intention was to buy a signed copy by Stanley. What did I get? I didn't get a signed. This is not even a CGC. It says CGC 9.8, but it's not. But basically, what I got was this. I love the X-Men. I did get this book, and it isn't in good condition. How do I know it's fake? It doesn't have the CGC logo behind the Avengers versus X-Men Marvel Comics and the date behind it. So this is how it's fake. Also, you could see that this part was printed out, and multiple copies, and it was cut out. I can't. Wait, let me see if I can show you guys. I'm gonna show you why it's fake, and I was so pissed because it wasn't sent by Stan Lee, and when I tried to report it to eBay, I went through the report process, but nothing happened at all. I basically lost my money, didn't get what I wanted, and got this fake. I just left it in this fake because I just left it in. But let me show you guys so you guys can see. All right, investigation mode. And I caught it so quick. I don't know. He must have thought I was a noob to comic books or something. And all right, let me see. I know it sucks big time. And I could get I could have got another Stan Lee signed book. All right, here we go. All right, see that? All right. So normally on a CGC you would have this. Notice how you see sorry. Let me just normally you would see this in the background, the CGC, right? That book didn't have in it. And then number 2 is, let's look at the corners. Notice the corners. The corners doesn't have any edges here. You guys can't really see it. Come on, camera. You know what to do. Can't really see it. It's a little bit hard to see, but basically there's no edges as if it was printed out like multiple copies. Now here we go for this fake. My first time getting gypped, and I did spend quite a bit. Oh man, you guys can't see it. There's edge cuts. Edge cuts are like kind of like when multiple copies are printed out, and basically it's like the edges of a stamp, right? And multiple copies can be like taken off. So that doesn't have it. This doesn't have the CGC thing in it. It didn't have any Stan Lee signage because it had like a couple of signs, and it didn't have that at all. So it was a big blunder. That happened sometime last year. And yeah, still a nice book. It looks like it's in good condition though. 9.8, no, because it has a corner tick on it. So absolutely not a 9.8. I wouldn't have given it a 9.8 either. Yeah, another corner tick. So yeah, there goes that. That was my horror story when it comes to my books. All right, next is oh, I forgot, show off Prodigy. Prodigy is a really good story. Another prospect for a Netflix show that's been the prospect was commissioned. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So Prodigy's a really good book. Basically, he's if not one of the smartest people on the planet, and he goes through the process of solving big world problems. And my next book, I don't think it's my last CGC. Yeah, and that's the thing with some of these they're being commissioned possibly, right? So they might get a show, they might not get a show. So some of these are kind of like halfway speculations that they have heavy potential, and we'll see. Because usually I look at my comic book app that I'm just not remembering the name that everyone uses. That I just don't remember the name, but yeah. Here's the next one. I love this cover. Superman is one of my favorite superheroes, and yeah. So this is Action Comics number 1000. White page is 9.8. Love it. Love this cover. I love it. Gives me hope when I'm feeling down. Superman is one of my favorite characters, not because of his powers, but because of what he brings to people, which is hope. And I love that about my two favorite characters are um, Cyclops of the X-Men and also Superman. Do I like other characters? I do, but yeah. And I'm actually going to do a video on powers discussed for discussing Cyclops' powers. And here's my first CGC that I've ever received. I love it, which is my Spawn 9.6. First appearance of Al Simmons. Love it. Yeah, see, I'm looking at the corners of this book. Like I think this has heavy potential for a 9.8 if it was to get pressed. I barely see any ticks. The spine is like perfect, but I understand why it's not a 9.8. Yeah, it's a cool book. And then the other three I'm selling. The New Mutants, The House and Powers of 10. Number yeah. And then and then after a while I stopped getting my CGs. I stopped getting a couple I took a break on getting CGCs because I felt like I was only looking for spec books, and I felt like it wasn't healthy anymore. I was just getting specs, nothing but specs. So then I started getting a whole bunch of books and putting them in top loaders because that's my version of CGC. That's like the Zen CGCs. Yeah, and then let me see. There's other stuff here. I love this story, the Silver Surfer Blacks, and things of that nature. I have my signed Silver Surfer Black by Donnie Cates here. It's around here somewhere. I just finished organizing that, and yeah. And then this bad boy. Everyone wants that book. Um, I'm not, I'm not that hyped for the Thor. And then boom, this one is getting. Cates is definitely killing it. Oh man, and selling this one. This one is going out, I have to put together my buyer's gifts. I only put in one gift. The other gifts is boom, and then I have to put in the card because I always give a comic book and a card for my yeah. It's gonna be hard for me to part with this She-Hulk, but I have two of them, so um this book, these two, right? I can't tell whether it's a first print, and because if it's not a first print, then these really don't really matter. I know this is the first appearance of Kamala Khan, so Miss Marvel. So I have to see, and I still can't find my Thor number 3. This whole entire time, I still can't find it. But yeah, and then I have like 3 more boxes, and I have so many books. But my pride and joy, I watched Ice Cream Man the movie, and it's oh no, oh that's the other Ice Cream Man movie. Yeah, they should. No, I want them to come out with the Ice Cream Man movie from the comic books, because that one would be like a Black Mirror slash like psychological thriller of sorts. Um, but yeah, but yeah, my first, is it the same lore? No, it's not. It's It's like a different lore of sorts. But because Netflix, no, not Netflix. They were in talks of making a Ice Cream Man show, but yeah, is he recently released from a mental hospital? No, 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 he's not. He's kind of he's like kind of mythical in the sense of like you see him in the first comic book, like you see him like in the kind of like a weird werewolf kind of thing. It's really weird, but the stories, all of the Ice Cream Man books are not about Ice Cream Man. It's about other people. Yeah, it's more horror type. Yeah. Um, Still sad about this and this little fake business that I got. I mean, the book is not fake, but it's definitely not a 9.8. It's just they just copied something. Cool beans. All right. All right, guys, and then my Power Ranger lovers and TMNT. Bum bum bum. So on the stream, I barely got any organizing done. That was the main. But at least I have my packages from my buyers ready for tomorrow. Those are good to go. I love this cover. Spawn number 300. It's a cool cover. I think there's, yeah. I love it. I mean, I don't know. The newer comics are like so hyped to me right now. I don't even care about like the old vintage comic books anymore. Like a lot of what's coming out now are they're starting to trump the old, overcome the old comic books. Like even when we were just talking about oh no no, it sounds good. Thanks for coming to hang out a little bit on Sling Comics and more. Looking forward to your next video, my man. All right, take care. Um, yeah, some of the newer comics are just like really good right now. Um, I have to see if I could get that Thor number 5. That's like a hot commodity right now. Like really hot commodity. Anyway, I'm gonna hop out of here too. Um, yeah. Finish up these things, these books for sale, putting together the gifts. I know I can't. I really can't find that book. Throw number 3. It's probably like in one of these bins, one of these boxes. I got to because that Thor number 5, um, first appearance of the Black Winter, is like some big stuff. Like I saw that book already selling for like $70 plus on eBay, and that's my job to flip those books. I got I got 2 people, Steve, coming to buy 2 of these books tomorrow. Well, they already bought them. Well, the cash hasn't been transferred yet, but they're coming to buy them. They were supposed to come today, but because of the storm, we had reconvened and canceled. How was it? Did you enjoy the Goblin Slayer movie? I didn't watch it yet. I was busy watching. Oh yeah, no, no, no. They're not coming here to. Well, they're meeting me at the corner of where I live, based on the location. So yeah, no, they're not gonna catfish me. They're gonna get catfished. Because I'm definitely gonna have on my mask and like cross the street and stuff like that. No, but I already made like a sale on Monday. I mean, I said Monday. I think was the last week Thursday. So yeah, someone's coming to. Oh, okay, that's what it is. So it's like a recap leading into Like, but it's not like leading into. Oh, okay, it was good though. What did they go on like good missions? That's what because I was watching high school um all these new animes. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm just gonna be like standing and watching and be like, oh, you were looking for me. Appear, just appear out of nowhere. Yeah, that's why I'm doing this stuff. Had to like package these bad boys. One buy, and then the other one. I mean, the big sale is these two. Yeah, it was just one mission. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I did watch. What was it yesterday? I caught up on. Um, why can't I remember the name of this anime? God of High School. Did I say it right? That one is really good. God of High School is really good. Uh, it was touching. It was really, and they're only on episode what 5? I felt like they did a lot of storytelling and a lot of action in a short amount of time in that anime. They did it really well. It's good, like damn good. Um, so yeah, it's like super good. No, I hear you, Carl. Probably another stream because I'm about to end the stream right now. I'm about to hop off in probably like 1 minute, literally. I was just putting these books away. I think most things are already partially organized. Um, yeah, and that's why I kind of came on stream to do the organizing. I think it's easy for me to organize if I feel like I'm doing something else, because otherwise the organizing would have been like super boring for me. So I just said, let me hop on, talk about some comic books and some comic book theories at the same time. Because I wasn't gonna make a video today. Because tomorrow's video is on character from Guilty Gear. It's a part 2 character from Guilty Gear, a brand new character. So yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna hop off. This was fun. I streamed. Um, it's just a chill stream, just talking and chillaxing. So look out for tomorrow's video on Yagaroryoki from Guilty Gear. I have a video on him. Um, he's a really cool character. So watch that video if you haven't already watched it. Share it with other people if you think it's cool. And I'm gonna do that video tomorrow. Well, it's almost done already. I gotta edit it and things of that nature. Put some cool things, and that'll be it. But yeah, this is Zen from Zen World saying peace, love, and prosperity. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, then too bad, because I did, and I'll catch you all later for the next